will not be something that you regret. Because the things that we talked about this week, certainly they had fun, but the things that we talked about this week are so core to who we are as people and as believers. And I want to talk about that this morning because this is not kids stuff. This is life stuff. Just because we're teaching it to people who are younger, that it's not profoundly true for all of us. So this morning, before we go, I want us to go to the same gospel that they learned those verses from, the Gospel of John. And I want you, if you have a Bible, to turn to John chapter 14. We're gonna look at a few words from Jesus this morning. As you do that, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are happening the rest of this day. Come back today. We are having our church picnic later this afternoon and evening. I said at the beginning of the service, I want to invite you again. Even if you're just here to support one of these wonderful children, we did this on purpose so that you would come back tonight, enjoy the inflatables with us, the water slides, the games, the food, the fellowship, the fun. We ask God for a beautiful day. He has given us a beautiful day. And we want to enjoy it together with you. So yes, you might be like, well, this isn't my church and I just came here. That's why we did it today, so that you would come back. You're welcome to invite anyone you want. We have a lot of food, so we would love for you to enjoy it. It's totally free, and it's just a party that we do to celebrate all that God has done in VBS and all that God is doing in our church and all that God is doing in our lives, and we would love for you to be a part of that. Those of you who are helping, Hopers, I want to give you a couple pieces of reminders, information / first of all, if you're bringing food, we need a lot of food. You can bring more food than you signed up for. We need tons and tons of food. We have hundreds of people who will be here tonight. You need to have that into our youth group by 4:45 so that we can be ready to serve at 5 o'clock. So make sure that you are here with that food and it is in the youth room by 4:45. We could also use a hand after second service, after this service, to do a couple things. One, we're going to undecorate a lot of the church building. So if you want to hang around and give us a half hour, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever you can, we're going to meet here. Ryan's going to meet here with everybody to kind of give direction on how to take things down and put things away. But we also need to set up tables and chairs out on this side of the building for tonight under the tent. So anyone who can give us a hand, if we had 10 or 15 guys, it would take a half hour to get all the tables and chairs set up. It'd be a very easy thing. So if you can do that, that's outside. Our setup team will give direction on that. That is after the service. And then lastly, tonight at the end of our picnic, if you're a Hoper and you can hang around to the end of it, around 7:30, we're going to put all that stuff away out there, the tent included. Many hands make light work. So if you can hang around until 7:30, we're going to put all the tables and chairs away. We're going to take the trash, put that away, and we're going to get those tents down and put them away. We would love for you to give us a hand with that if you could tonight. All right, those are the things that are coming. John chapter 14. This past week, I had a surgical procedure on Wednesday. They took a lump off of my neck. Now, I'm not saying that to freak anyone out. There was nothing to it. It's been there for decades. They've ultrasounded it. They're sure there's no problem with it. I'm not trying to get anyone anxious. I'm not trying to get anyone upset. That's not the point of my story, so I want to say that right up front. Everything's good. You don't have to worry. Nobody needs to anoint me with oil or anything like that. Everything's fine, all right? But I want to talk about that process for me this week, right? Because here's the foundational truth of that whole procedure is this. I know nothing about lump neck surgery. Like nothing. Like I know there's a knife involved. I know, right? Like there's some kind of anesthesia thing or whatever. But I don't know step 1, step 2, step 3. I did not go into that procedure having crammed for this exam of what are the steps for this surgery where they take a lump off the side of your neck. First off, it would have made me pass out if I had looked into it. But secondly, what hope do I have of getting enough information to measure up to the expertise of people who've done this stuff for decades? So what I did, instead of trying to find out all the information and trying to feel secure in my understanding, I believed that there was a person who knew what they were doing, and I was going to trust them to be the way that the surgery was accomplished. Instead of the way being a series of steps and a bunch of information, the way being a known pathway, I walked in to the surgical center, and I said, I don't even know where I'm going. I walked in and they said, you gotta come over here. Okay, I go over there. Now you gotta pay us. Well, of course I gotta pay you, right? You gotta give us all your information. And then, I sit down in the waiting room and somebody comes out and says, Mark, we're ready to take you back. And in this passage, Jesus the way. We have spent the week reminding our kids, teaching our kids, and reminding ourselves that Jesus is the answer for life. We believe that 100%. This is the answer. And what that means is that I don't have all the answers given to me. I don't need to search out all the answers. I don't need to understand everything. I don't need to know all the stuff. I don't even need to see the path, because I don't think that's the way. What I believe is the way is a person, not a set of instructions, right? And I believe that that person is a better way than if I had the instructions. In other words, if I had gone into the surgery thing and I'd been like, well, what needle are you using, doc? What knife are you using, doc? I don't think I would have been better off trying to figure out my way. I think I was arguably in a better position trusting the experience and the expertise of someone else than trying to find all the facts for myself.